Hey, I'm Zachariah, and today I'm here with a couple of friends. Nikki,
Hello.
Jerry,
What's up?
Jared,
Yo, 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 it's B Fresh coming at you with the juiciest of rhymes, baby. Come to my crib or be squared, baby. French toast and pot roast, baby. Now here's Young Jungle Beats, baby.
and Zara.
Hey, hey.
The topic we'll be talking about today is our favorite part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Mine is part 4.
Mine is also part 4.
Mine's part 2.
Mine's part 5, baby.
And mine is also part 4.
So, Jerry, why is part 2 your favorite part?
Well, first of all, the main character, Joseph Joestar, is the best. He makes the good jokes and pretends he's stupid while he's actually a genius. I mean, half of his tactics you expect to go south fast, but they work out in the end.
Oh, what about you, Jared? Why is part 5 your favorite?
Because Mista shoots things.
Okay.
That he does.
Part 4 is my favorite because I think part 4 has the best villain, and I really like how in the beginning it's just like our normal parts, and he's not actually introduced until the like later half of it. I also like the main character the best of part 4, Josuke. His personality is good. I like how he loses his tempers fast, but he's also really smart, and I love the creative way he uses his stance.
But don't cap, he's dumb.
Bro,
For real.
no, he's not.
He's kind of stupid.
Man, you're stealing my line.
Compared to like Joseph.
Yeah,
You know.
compared to Joseph, Josuke isn't that smart, but he's still smart. Like the scene where he was riding the motorcycle and then deconstructed it and then reconstructed it in midair.
I guess.
Yeah, but that's one
like,
thing.
But like,
I mean,
But I
Mista,
don't.
yeah, he's still smart though.
Yeah, he's pretty smart.
Nah, he's a delinquent. I bet he has bad grades in school. Doesn't he like rely on Koichi or something?
I mean, yeah. But he's battle smarts, not school smarts. And
Joseph didn't even go to school.
He
So.
never
Exactly.
attends School. Right.
he is the delinquent.
So Nikki, why is part 4 your favorite as well?
Like you said, I like how it focuses on more of the normal aspect in the beginning. It's much more domestic. And, of course, the villain, he's a hand-obsessed serial killer, and you gotta respect that, you know?
he really likes
just-
hands.
He just wanted a quiet life, that's all.
Might be a serial killer.
while also killing people. But yeah, he wanted a quiet
Like-
life.
Fighting for what he loves.
I like part 5's villain too, though. He's just like kind of mysterious. And then
I guess-
Doppio, he's like,
But Diavolo is
but like the
reasoning
split
is dumb.
personalities is a really cool concept.
Yeah, Split
You know what
Personalities is a
I'm
cool concept, but I feel like his reasoning isn't as good as the other ones. Like, he just wants to kill his daughter because why not? I mean, I don't want my
saying?
identity to be
Because
known.
he wants to stay in this like everlasting climax of never being found out and like staying in mystery. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, but killing
I
a
mean,
ton of
come
people
on.
just for
Part 2's
that.
villains are
Why-
these
why
ancient
let her-
beings that are trying to become God. Like,
Yeah, but like
Does it
2
get
out
much
of
better
3
than
of them
that?
have no personality at all.
what?
Wamu is the only one who actually has any sort of like substance as a character.
I guess I
Uh,
can.
Yeah, I
can
did
agree
like
with that.
Mamu.
But like, I think the stand fights, which is like that's like what they used to fight with in JoJo. Oh my god, like that's what in part 5 I think they're the best because like the strategy in part 3 it's just oh hey I have fire, he has water, I lose. You know what I'm saying? And part 4 it's a bit more complicated, but not really. It's like,
The
You know what I'm
right
saying?
amount of.
But in part
complicated.
5, this man, Mista, shoots a nail into Gyachio's head. And like 5 episodes later, he makes use of that. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, part 5, I feel like part 5 has a lot of complicated stands, and yeah, I guess you could say that best strategy. But don't forget about part 2. When they had Hamon, the strategies had to come up were so elaborate that it could easily be more like strategic than any stand battle in part 5.
Part
Well,
2
no,
and part
no,
1,
I think-
Hamon is seriously underrated. Like, people say, oh, it was boring, but you go back and watch it, and they did some crazy stuff. Like, in part 1, he
Climbing
punches a
walls.
rock, and it goes up the rock wall and knocks a kid off the rock, and then lands directly into his arms.
Hamon's
you can't do that
but,
with
like,
stands.
it wasn't suited for like an entire series. Like it had to be I feel like stand fights are actually more creative because they have to utilize their own stand skill set instead of like, I don't know, it's just like sunlight yellow overdrive, sun punch. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I agree with you. I don't know. I just like the complexity of like
Hamon's
stand
cool.
fighting.
The different stands, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I used to think that too, that like that Hamon was really it was better than stand until I saw part 5, bro. Part 5, it changed my entire perspective. Like the way
Come on, stand
when
rushes are
Bucciarati's on the
basically
train and Beach Boy attaches himself to what's his name? Grateful Dead? Is that it?
No, that's
Yes.
just a stand name, I think, right?
What was his?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the stand user of Grateful Dead, and he has to like when he uses sticky fingers to like detach himself, and then use the bro. That was so big brain. It's just, it's beautiful.
I can see that. Have you gotten to the ending yet of part 5?
No, I haven't.
The ending ruined it
yeah.
all for me, though.
I haven't got to the ending yet.
The way Requiem was handled was stupid, in my opinion.
I mean, part 2, he flies this god being who's achieved this supernatural state where he can't be killed into a pool of lava. The lava shoots them into space, and then he gets frozen for all eternity. Come on, how cool does that get?
But what
Yeah.
about the infinite
Yeah,
death
nothing
loop, though? The infinite death loop is like,
It's not
You will
as
never
it's
reach
not
the
as cool
truth.
as you it's not as cool as you think it is, though. To
come
be
on,
honest.
I don't know.
bro. I've
I
seen
like-
the animations where he's like looking back and he's like, "What?"
He gets stabbed by a hobo. That's not as cool as being frozen by a volcano-launched rock.
He's stabbed by the hobo infinitely. That's what's cool about it. Like he can never escape the hobo,
I mean,
no matter how far he runs.
even if part 5's like ending is bad, I still think it's better than part 2, simply because part 2's ending is worse. He wins because of luck. He's like, I don't know why, but I put the red stone in front of me and it just happened to kill
I
him.
think
And
the
I was
best
like,
ending
"Bruh."
is probably part 1. No cap.
Part 1. Oh, I like that ending of part 1. I like that ending of
Yeah.
part 4 too, though, because like
Part
it's
4's
like
ending
a.
is- I don't like it simply because Kira died to an ambulance.
I know, but it's like a bittersweet ending. Like they won, but like at what cost? Like it still shows like how Hayato's gonna not have a dad, and how like the wife is always gonna be running for a husband to return home, but he's not going to.
I mean, yeah, but like there's not really that much emotion behind it because only Shigechi died, and Shigechi's stupid anyway. I hated Shigechi.
Yeah, I hated him too, but
Yeah.
watching
Goblin.
him die, I shed a tear for him.
Yeah, but in,
No.
in part 2, you really cared about Caesar.
Bro,
Most
Yeah.
people said he
Caesar,
was his
yeah, Caesar
favorite
was the
character.
saddest death of the entire show.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe because I got Cactuine spoiled for me, but listen,
I
bro,
mean,
Caesar
look,
hurt.
the Zappelli bloodline, they were kind of like, if you think about it, they were kind of just like fated to save the Joestars and then just die. Like,
yeah,
if
they're
you
like
think about it.
they're like sacrifices in every part. They die to save a JoJo.
Hey. Nah, that's
But they're
spoilers
so-
for part.
I respect them for that.
Yes.
I think it's
I'll be
Wait,
Part
Zara,
5, part
why,
4.
why do you like part 4?
I like part 4 because I feel like you're able to connect with all of the characters, like including the villains. And what I mean by like villains, exclude Kira because I don't know how you can relate to him. But
Uh,
but
Hey,
I
like,
mean,
you know, all the characters that Josuke fighted, they all ended up becoming
Fight.
kind of like an alliance. And I just think that's kind of cool. Like, you get to know about them a little bit more. And I also feel like part 4 has a plot. Like, they have, like, there's a reason, like, what's going on is going on to find Kira, the serial killer, and get justice for Raimi, which is, you know.
but it's the same thing for part 5. Well, not same thing, but like
I haven't
Bucciarati
watched part
couldn't-
5 yet.
oh.
Part 4 has the best reasoning, because part 1's reasoning
I
is
disagree,
like,
bro.
well, I mean part 1
Okay,
has pretty
so
good reasoning.
Giorno, he wanted to destroy the mafia, and I mean that's a pretty cool.
But
thing.
it's his reasoning for doing it. It's because he doesn't like drugs on the streets.
yeah, he didn't
because
like.
I mean,
of
and
the
also-
kid. No, because of the kid that died. Remember
Yeah, but
when,
still, that reasoning is not as nearly as good as the other reasonings, in my opinion.
And in part 4, the reason only gets introduced halfway through the series.
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
I like about
like
it.
like you have to
They,
wait.
put, they get
entire,
the
like,
wrong
20
killer.
episodes.
Like, come on. In part 2, there's these beings that want to essentially take over the world. I mean,
I mean,
come on,
yeah,
man.
part 2 has good reasoning as well. I feel like, I don't know though. I feel like I like part 4's reasoning better. Part 3 has the worst reasoning, in my opinion, of all of them. It's just
Yeah.
like, let's save my mom. So
I
like
feel
My
like
three of
mom
my
is sick. let's
three of
go
my
to
friends
Egypt.
died just to save my mother, bruh.
I think
I mean,
part
have you
four
seen it?
has more of a moral type reasoning. Like, oh, this serial killer's out on the loose. It would be nice to get justice for this
Well-
girl and get this serial killer, you know?
That's also the same for part 5. They couldn't let a certain person die. Buchirachi couldn't, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I get, yeah.
Hold on, there's
I
a
like
roach
part
in my
four.
floor. I'll be right back.
Because the dude gets fused with the rock. That was
That was funny.
very cool.
Quality scene.
Very cool.
I mean, technically Caesar did too.
Bro, that's not nice. That's not no.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't really think we're gonna convince each other here, because you know. I mean,
Yeah.
since I've read some of the manga, it is really good, and you guys shouldn't skip any parts. And it's probably some of my favorite, other than. But I don't know. It's just a lot of it is hard to understand the way it's drawn, so I can't really say any of it's my favorite until it gets animated.
Oh, was part
Yeah.
6 good though?
Part 6 was very good. Yes,
I mean, but like,
Can't wait.
it's worth watching.
where would you put
A
it?
lot
I mean,
of people
eventually,
want
even
to
if you skip it,
it.
you're gonna go back to it because you're gonna run out of stuff to watch or to read.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
But
part
like,
of it isn't even finished.
where would you place it though? Like, do you think it's like, where would you place it on your
Not on
favorite
my
part
list.
list?
On my list, it was number 1 was part 2, and number 2 was part 6 and 7.
I know part 7 is gonna be good. I can't wait to read that.
part 7's about
Yeah,
to be
me
amazing,
too.
bro. Also, that roach in the toilet now.
Look, so that's all the time we have for today. Would anyone like to say goodbye?
Yo, this said be fresh
Yeah.
heading out, baby.
Goodbye.
See.
See
Goodbye.
you guys later.